Good afternoon. Budget workshop number one. Agenda budget workshop number one, call to order regular meeting of the Tiki Island City Council on Tuesday, June 20th, 2023 at 6 p.m. in the Public Safety Building. Roll call: Telchik here, Neblett
Here.
Cunningham, Kaufman, Scott
Here.
Walker.
Here.
Would y'all please stand and say pledge allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Be seated. Consent agenda. All items marked with a single asterisk on consent agenda are considered routine by the City Council and be acted upon in one motion. There'll be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member requests it. A, approval of the minutes of the May 16, 2023 regular meeting. B, Secretary Treasurer's report, payment of bills for May 2023. Investment Officer's report for May 2023. Approval of Ordinance 06-2301, amending Section 12-20, parentheses 2, in parentheses 5, correcting clerical errors. Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Second. I have a comment.
Go ahead.
I was reading on the minutes on 9C. It's just a matter of just quickly correcting it, but it says a motion was made and yada yada, but it doesn't say who made the motion and seconded it and if it passed or not.
Okay.
So we can just add that. I just did that so you know I read it.
I read it and didn't know
Okay.
it's hard.
So we have a motion made by Hunter, the second by Scott. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Motion passes. Mayor and Alderman's reports. Reports are limited to the items of community interest as defined by Texas Local Government Code Section 551.0415. No action will be taken. Mayor's report. On the mayor's report, we have been working with the Coast Guard for navigational aids, and we did get it's been, I don't know, 8 or 10 months. And today we got the permit in. It was granted for basically it's the post around the islands that they put on that we had to get permitted. And so we did get the permit today for the navigation aids, and that is the post up and down the intercoastal and the post around the island. All right, Alderman's report. Neblett.
Just briefly, our contractor will be out to start saw cutting for the bridge repair this week, and then they'll be back for deck repair starting next week. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Kaufman's not here. Cunningham's not here. Scott?
A couple of items. One, I've been doing a little work with Brandy, working on the website a little bit. There was some formatting and some just names of files and different things on there that were a little bit jumbled up. So I got a password and got in and started doing a little formatting changes and stuff just to improve it. And progress on the dredging project. I created a spreadsheet that has, there's been spreadsheets with, I don't know what you call them, Gantt charts or some sort of charts and maps and all that, but I created a spreadsheet by road name, and it's not the most beautiful thing, but it's on the website, and it'll, like if you live on Bamacoo Bend, you can go down and find Bamacoo Bend, and it'll tell you approximately when your canal is going to be dredged. And it's about a 2-week window. Sometimes there'll be like maybe 2 canals being dredged over a 2-week window. So you'll probably have to either take your boat out of the water or you won't be able to use it for 2 weeks. And then let's see on that. Oh, the other thing is I just was going to make a comment that is anybody here from Tiki? Not in official capacity, but you know, I think during the dredging project, there's going to be a lot of boats on trailers parked in driveways during the 2-week around the island. So maybe Tiki would mention that internally and maybe hold off on writing letters to people who have boats in their driveway, because I'm pretty sure, I think a number of people will put their boats in the driveway. And just one other thing, just noticed it today for you. Is it Beagle?
Vaguely.
Bagley? Oh, oops.
That's right, it's spelled weird.
You get it all the time. There's a brand new bill, House Bill 2127, just signed by the governor. And it is something related to the authority of municipalities to write ordinances that supersede state law. And so you all work for several cities, so maybe you might put out a statement to all of your clients, how that affects it. It has something to do with commerce and finance and a couple of other parts of the law. So anyway, we just need to know
Yeah.
what we can and can't do.
Oh, yeah, we've got, all the legislative updates will come down at once, we'll get them, and we will make sure y'all are all in
Yeah,
line.
okay, good. All right, that's all I got.
Okay. Walker?
Nothing.
Okay, thank you. Reports and presentations, fire department?
For the month of May, we had 5 medical calls, 2 injury calls, 4 lift assists, 2 motor vehicle accidents, 1 major fire, which was borderline of Hitchcock Bayou Vista, 2 false alarms, 1 power line, 4 mutual aids were given to Bayou Vista, 1 good attempt, 4 canceled routes, for a total of 26 calls, and our new engine is in service. We put it in service the week after Memorial Day. Linda Joe, our old engine is still in service as well, and we are still waiting to see on our grant for the forestry service. And that will help cover some of our costs for the insurance for the paid guys and also the volunteers.
Okay. Thank you. Police department report.
Calls for the month of May 2023, 1 alarm call, 1 animal stray, 23 agencies assist, 1 citizens assist, 1 disturbance, 7 fire EMS calls, 3 loud music, 2 marine call, 1 mental health, 4 silent 911, 1 stranded motorist, 1 suspicious circumstances, 3 suspicious person, 1 suspicious vehicle, 2 traffic accidents in the city, 2 traffic complaints, 7 traffic stop citations, 8 traffic stop warnings, 1 undesirable call, 1 violation city ordinance, and 1 record check. Total 73 calls.
Thank you. Building inspector's report.
11 new homes currently under construction, a new permit, a new house plan submitted for review, permits 52 issued, 49 closed. Got 1 replat under review, 2 continuing education webinar classes completed. Added a new house to the pre-firm list. Tiki has now 29 houses built before 1975. That makes it a true pre-firm. That's when the National Flood Program began. Ordinance reviews continue, LPG renewals sent out. We're down to 2 red tags, so 6 close to 50. Marina bulkhead, commencing meetings with the engineer for new specs. Non-compliance ordinance issues, 3 violation ordinance notices, 2 sent citations, issued 5 red tag notices, 12 site reviews, 5 by complaint, effort continue for ordinance violation for substandard non-compliant conditions. Tika reviews continue with Steve Hoffman, the president. He's got several people working under him. Rest of business as usual.
All right. Thank you. Ordinance review committee report.
I don't have anything. We'll get with, next month, I'll get with Daryl and see what we need to, if there's anything that he thinks he should be working on. And I will say that we have had 2 or 3 calls on the fishing light thing since we put the ordinance in effect. The first one was Memorial Day weekend. I think Michael Darrell received a call, actually, and Adrian called me because, we were all confused on the ordinance, so I had to call Alan to see what's going on. But Mike visited with the homeowner, and Mike has a good way of talking with people. And as soon as he pulled up there, asked me how fishing was, and he had, "You're here for the lights." So they were a gift. He just put them on his house, and he knew right away that the 7 houses across the canal were lit up like crazy. So he was going to take care of that. But that's all it takes. And we've had a couple others since then, and but everything seems to have worked itself out. So
Okay.
But, yeah, that's it.
All right, thank you. Emergency management report.
Since last meeting, did the Hurricane Indigo, it's a full scale exercise. They did their after action report with them virtually. Went to the communications meeting for the Galveston County LAPC. June 6th, attended the county meeting for Hurricane, all the hurricane, all the stakeholders, TxDOT, county, state officials, all of them were at the same time, meet and greet, train helpers, that kind of thing. June 10th, we had our hurricane preparedness event here. I'd like to thank Councilmember Walker and Scott for attending. We had twice as many, which is to say we had 22 show up from the previous year. So we're growing, and we hope to double that next year. June 15th, went to Tabletop, the National Weather Service did for forecasting up in Houston. Coming up, hurricane readiness for coastal communities class up in Houston. Approved for 2 classes in July. One's going to be a grant management class. We'll be taking that virtually over the course of July. And another one in Austin for continuity of operations, which is the last 2 classes. I need for my level 1 certificate if we go for that. Still working all these classes and tabletops and things go towards my requirements for my application for my state emergency management certification, which I'm working on. Also like thank Goldie for endorsing my application for a national emergency management advanced class. Usually it's held up in Maryland. They're having a class in Austin over 4 different weeks over the next year starting in November. So that application's in. Not accepted yet, but it's in. Other than that, I'm going to be working on the website, on my particular page, doing some updates, refresh, and just watching hurricane updates. That's all I got.
Thank you. Animal report is in the package. General business and action items, discuss and take possible action on request of replat for section 3, lot 22A, owners Clint and Stephanie Wintegard.
Motion to discuss?
Go ahead.
Everything in the packet, in order?
Yeah, this is the unplat, actually.
Yeah, have we ever done one of those? I don't remember that we've ever done one.
No,
But I recall.
so,
But
you know,
everything's
they
on it.
platted it, was gonna build on it.
Right.
Decided to sell a lot, so now they unplatted it, so.
Yeah.
We'll probably get another replat, because they're gonna probably move the lines again,
Okay.
so we'll see.
Anybody else have any comments? Motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Discuss and take possible action to approve Apollo Environmental Strategist Change Order Number 3, adding 11 calendar days to completion schedule. Motion to discuss.
Motion to discuss?
This is just because they ran into trouble. They had some dirt that they were saying that was a little harder to take out than normal, and it hindered their schedule, so they're asking y'all to give them a 11 days extension on their contract.
No extra money, just days.
Just
There's no-
days, yes, that's correct.
No additional charge, so it
Yeah.
says in there.
No, it's
additional-
just days.
And I believe that puts it out to around mid-August to mid to late August, I can't remember.
Late August.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Discuss and take action to approve budget calendar change from August the 1st, 2023 to August the 8th, 2023 for super quorum special meeting to propose tax rate. Motion to discuss.
Motion to discuss?
Okay, so what we're moving it for is we're gonna have some of our aldermen that's not gonna be able to make the August 1st meeting, and we're moving it to August 8th. All right, motion to approve,
Motion approved.
second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Approval of Resolution 060123, amending the procedure and decorum policy of Board of Aldermen, Section 2, to further specify the role of the alderman. Can I get a motion?
Motion to discuss.
Yes, please. Is there any discussion on this?
Not for me.
I read it. No issues.
Any discussion? Okay, can I get a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Second?
Okay, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Discuss and take action to appoint Mayor Pro Tem. Can I get a motion?
Motion to discuss.
Go ahead.
Make a motion to want Hunter to continue on as Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Discuss and take possible action to approve hiring Sherry Heflin, how you say that? Heflin as part-time assistant secretary. Motion to discuss.
Motion to discuss.
All right, this is to start learning the procedures in the city secretary's office and to assist Brandy, and for vacation days and to help her catch up with the items that's going on there, because she, as y'all know, she also is the city secretary plus the court clerk plus whatever we have. So it's gonna be, and she can spill over to help Vicky when Vicky's gone on vacation, and fill in instead of us having to hire. We sometimes hire Pam that used to work for the water department to come in and answer phones. So this lady is going to be assistant to the city secretary, but can work in the building department.
How do we find her, Golden?
Just word of mouth and
Yeah.
looking.
Yeah, and you know or met with her?
Yes, we met with her. Alan and I interviewed her
Great.
and talked to her about it, and we come to that we think that she will work, but you'll never know until we hire her, give her a chance.
Right, yeah.
Part-time means what? How many hours a week? I mean,
Well, she's gonna,
Is it
less than 40.
on-call as needed, or she has a
No,
set
she-
number of hours that she maxes out at?
She-
We talked about, it's a flexible
22.
schedule, like maybe 2 days one week, 3 the next, maybe one.
Just as we need her when it gets really hectic or something like that, but she'll be under 40 hours. She needs no benefits, and she'll be part-time.
Okay, so she's more like a contractor than she's gonna be a city employee,
No, she's not actually, she's gonna be an hourly rate.
which would be a contractor, right, as opposed to the city. Basically, she's literally like you're gonna do a key temporary personnel or a Kelly service.
Like a 1099 employee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
Yes.
hourly only, no benefits.
That's
No
correct.
commitment.
That's correct.
I'm all for it.
Okay? Need a motion?
Motion approved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay. Discuss and take possible action to approve amending the 2022-2023 budget to reallocate the $18,000 allotted for part-time building inspector to administrative payroll for part-time city secretary. Motion to discuss.
Motion to discuss.
Okay, so we had put this in the budget last year, Ray had, and this was to hire a part-time building inspector, which we were never successful in doing. So it's already in the budget, and we were just gonna move it over to the, instead of increasing the budget, when we're not gonna spend this money as the building department, we'll just move it over to the city secretary.
And that'll be for
Her payment until October.
until October.
Then we'll set a new
Doing
budget
the
for it.
math on our budget year. Okay.
Have we lost the need for the part-time building inspector that we had before?
No, we still need a
We lost
part-time.
was we had a deal with Jamaica Beach, wasn't it?
Okay, what
And our
happened?
connection there, that all fell apart due to Jamaica Beach politics.
So we're kicking this can down the road, we're gonna borrow
Well,
that
no,
money
we're
till
not.
October when we can do a new budget and you can hire a part-time inspector.
We can still hire a part-time building inspector because we're not gonna spend, but we figured about $6,500 to $7,000 out of this even till October to get the lady to work. If we would come and hold a part-time building inspector until October, we could reallocate some of this over to there. But right now, we have searched and have inquiries on the TML all over the state of Texas looking for building inspectors, and there is none. So we interviewed one a while back, like Hunter said, with Jamaica Beach, and they were actually needing him full-time, and we were gonna take part-time of him because we come up with the idea, and then they were gonna fall in with him, but they could have used him full-time. Well, now that they have a change in mayors and their interest went other places.
Our cost sharing plan fell apart.
Yeah, that's-
We lost our partner on the cost sharing.
I got that part out of all
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
We're looking for a way to do it without going full bore, it fell
Yeah.
Yeah.
apart, so we're.
But we still have an
so we've now-
application
so-
out.
So we've prioritized the assistant city secretary now over that because of the lack of being able to find somebody to fill the position.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Well, and in addition to that, not only are there no full-time building inspectors, there's certainly no part-time. Because if there were, if they were sort of a licensed inspector, they'd be looking for a full-time
Yeah,
job.
absolutely. Yeah.
It's even harder to find a part-time building inspector.
Probably only somebody who's retired and doing on a contract basis.
So, but with Jamaica in the picture, it would have been a full-time job for him.
Yeah.
And with them out of the picture now, we're just looking for a part-time again. All right, any more discussion? Okay, motion to approve.
Motion approved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. 10, citizen comments. Please state your name, comments limited to 2 minutes. Norma?
Hunter,
Yes, ma'am.
are you gonna be finished? Are we gonna have, I have a big concern about the bridge
Yeah.
for, June
For,
3rd.
yeah, right, for the July weekend. I share your concern. I talked to Ira about it this week. And, all we can do is hope and push. They do believe they will be done by that Friday. And they do seem to be a very conservative contractor that is going to underpromise and overdeliver based on our many conversations with them through the bid process and pre-job walk and post-bid award walk. I believe they have a very good plan and it'll be out. Now, if it rains from the 26th to the 29th, it's not gonna be good. But I share your desire to be done and have made that very clear to them that we need them done no later than the 30th and preferably earlier in the week so we can have our biggest load of traffic that we're gonna have on the whole island for the whole year. It's terrible timing. It took us a long time to get this put together and finally got it and just gotta push on through and hopefully the weather will cooperate and get it all done.
Okay. Friday night, and this is also for Adrian, Chief, Friday night, I do have a stop for the rally, golf cart rally, which will be at Liz's office. So and if we only have one lane open, we could have a problem with the golf carts. Everybody kind of gets
Yeah.
crazy. So,
So why don't you get with the police and see on Friday if we can bring in another officer part-time just for the golf cart rally. Adrian, stage them up there and have them direct traffic just for that area. And then when the rally stops, you can let the other one off again and then help them get that rally over the bridge. And then that way they don't have to stop, wait a minute and a half or 2 minutes if there's nobody coming, or stop and let the whole damn crew over and then bring them back.
We'll make it work. Thank you, Chief. Yeah, and Norma, catch up with me after the meeting and make sure we've got my phone number.
okay. And then I'm worried about Saturday because if we have the additional law enforcement officers from the other areas, the DPS, Jimmy Fullen, and the high water vehicle, and, for the parade, and if anybody comes over with a big fire engine or another fire engine coming over, and they need to get off the island after the parade,
We can still get with the police department and get somebody to help you through both events.
okay. I don't want you to do that.
I would suggest that you have a contingency plan to not use Liz's stop, to use a stop that's this side if the weather doesn't cooperate, because there is rain in the forecast.
Oh, no, Patty, don't say that.
Sorry.
Okay, so anyway, but just get with Adrian. That's a good idea what Patty has, but get with Adrian if you're sticking with that plan. Make sure, Adrian, we have enough people to cover that, to get the cars over on 4th of July, to get Jimmy's high water truck in and all of this stuff, okay? Okay, any other citizen comments? All right, thank y'all. We're gonna close the regular meeting now, and we're gonna open the budget workshop. You don't have to stay if you don't want to. All right, budget workshop number 1. discuss budget changes and new requests added to budget. So let's go to your budgets in the back. Let me get mine out here with little highlighted stuff on it.
Yeah, that little highlight is just a
Thank you.
note from me.
Okay.
for you.
All right.
Okay, so basically what you have in here as far as your proposed,
Okay, Alan, why don't you and Brandy start this since y'all were working on it? We were all working on it when you looked at this thing here and with this budget here. If any questions, what was added, what wasn't added? Brandy?
okay, all of your expenses that are in here are pretty much gonna stay the same with the exception of you will see some that are highlighted. They're gonna change slightly, which is, I'm still waiting to hear back from the IT. Actually, I'm not waiting, he did call me, so it's in there. For our IT services, I do not have a confirmation on the insurance, but I went up about 18% on that. Now, that's just our liability insurance. That is
Which
not-
one is that
Okay,
you're on?
where are you?
I'm on general
Continue.
expenditures.
Okay.
Basically, everything that's in here, I already know. There's just those certain things, your liability, your medical. So, with those, I did a 18% increase on the liability. And 15 on medical. What we don't know is what you've got in your revenue, your general property taxes and your debt service. Now, that's just last year's numbers. We're not there yet because we still have a lot of money that's under arbitration still. We don't know how that's gonna go just yet. So we have time to fix that. I don't have any other, I did get a request for new doors for the public safety building. So we do have that in the budget under the public safety part, which I believe was.
Elevator.
It got moved to capital, right?
Oh, that's right.
That was my request, sorry.
Sorry, it was moved over to capital outlay. Okay, so the overhead doors at 50,000, we need an elevator, so that was another 120.
So the elevator, you put 120.
Yeah, the
So those
police
are
car.
new, right?
The street
Those are
repair,
new,
250.
The elevator and the overhead doors.
Yes, ma'am.
That wasn't, it's not a,
That's not a standard item.
yeah.
Correct.
Or a straight line from the year before.
In the police car.
Well, the police car we do every year. It's just, you'll see a difference of 50,000 last year, 20 this year. That should make us to get one car.
Yeah, so the police equipment, we need the police equipment, it was 70,000 last year, it's 3,000 this year.
It's a good question, Patty, and I'm gonna explain that.
Okay, I got lots
Last
of, I
year,
have lots of little things highlighted.
yeah, last year they,
And I
put
completed
in,
ignorance for about 3 months.
they put in a request for new, indoor, in-car video cameras,
Okay,
body cameras,
It was all back.
and tasers. So that
And
was
tasers.
all the package that cost like 70 something. So that's not typically something that you would see that large amount of, in the budget. That's why this year it's back down.
okay, so that was an exception for equipment.
Correct.
And is the 3,000 typical?
Typical, yes
Or-
ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. That's a big change.
So we haven't bought a car for
Couple years.
2 years now.
Yeah.
I think it was 2 years, wasn't it, Ray? We bought it 2 years ago. We actually bought it 3 years ago. It took us a year to
Get
get
it
it.
done.
Takes a year to get it.
The time we got it was that. So that's the reason why we usually put 20,000 in a year. But now the cost of the cars are going up versus what they used to be with 40,000.
20,000.
Well, that's the reason we have the 50 and the 20 from last year.
50,000 is gonna roll over.
You roll over and make
Combine
it
with
70.
20.
Yeah.
And the 70 also includes the,
It
car package.
Yes,
All
it should encompass all of
The
the
computers and whatever
equipment that needs to be.
the emergency
added.
equipment, whatever's gonna go in it.
Okay.
What about the return of excess funds from the dredge project? Is that in here anywhere? We've taken our contingency funds that are left over and paying down.
That will be
debt,
in, that will be in the
reduce the tax
debt rate, and we're not there yet on making the M&O
Yeah.
rates easy.
Right.
But debt rate is all those little things that
Yeah,
you have to take into account.
but it's on your radar.
It's on the radar, yes.
Okay.
well, you're talking about the capital outlay, the 100,000? Is that what you're talking about?
No, it's not actually in here.
You're talking about
When-
dredging, that
when we-
contingency fund that's in the dredging, and there, right now, it looks like
The
they're
contingency that we
underspending.
have built up in
Yeah.
the dredging.
But we won't know what it is until we
CO.
finish the dredging
Yeah,
project.
dredging
Then we're
side,
gonna
we
pay
won't know
it,
what's
pay it
left
back
over.
But
down.
we're gonna be finished
We can use.
before, it's gonna be
Before we
tricky
do the
though,
budget.
right?
Yes.
'Cause it's probably gonna be middle of September, if you know Gulf Coast weather. We're supposed to finish August 20-something, but we're gonna have a couple of tropical storms that are gonna push us out a week. It's gonna be the middle of September, but we have to lock this budget down the first week of August. So that's all gonna be in play. We're not gonna know what our,
We won't have to set that tax rate at the very latest would be September, I think it's the 28th or 29th.
okay. Well, no, we should know,
That's good.
knock on wood, we should know by then. But the dredging project is gonna be coming to a close at the same time. The tax rate's gonna be going together. And there's that big chunk of money hanging out there. Hopefully there's still a big chunk of money that we have extra that we can use to pay down the debt. That's important. I saw also that Mr. Hightower's replacement is 25% more expensive for next year.
That's significantly cheaper.
I realize you're clearly a lot smarter. But
Oh, yes, I have to anticipate that something's gonna go up, so
Right.
inflation.
kind of showing the fox where we keep the chickens though. Don't get any ideas. Don't get any ideas. Okay.
Patty, you had some highlighted stuff. What else?
So one is a question, and this is, you guys just need to explain the interest income, because I noticed as well that what was in there before, when you're showing the budget yearly as well, and if this 9,500, what is this 75,000?
Because the interest rate went up, the interest rate went up on our money. It was like at 2%, and now it went up with all the interest rates and everything.
So we have a variable rate on it, so it's going with, it's not a fixed rate, it's a
It's
variable rate.
correct, it's, not knowing what the Federal Reserve is gonna do, to be perfectly honest, we should clear about
It's
about
not-
127,000 for this year, and I
Yeah,
got
you're
to
already
be,
at 107 or whatever it was,
yeah.
109, yeah.
We should give it
So,
back.
It's all right. I
but
love
yes,
revenue, revenue's a good thing.
yeah, last year it was only 9,500, and I pulled back a little, even though I
Okay,
think we'll turn out at 127. I didn't want to be optimistic, never knowing if they'll go in and drop those interest rates.
Yeah.
okay, good, that was for my explanation. You had highlighted the IT services contract?
Yes, that was just because I did not have a, what will actually happen is the 2,800 will go up to, I got an email from him earlier, 3,600. And then over at the PD, that's gonna drop down, I think, to 95. I think it was at 12, it's gonna be like 95.
And which one was that you were looking at, Patty?
There's two different ones.
The ones
There's
that are highlighted?
under administrative, there's IT service contract for City Hall.
Okay, I got you. Go ahead.
That's 2,800, and then there's the other one that's IT service contract on the next page that I'm not sure.
It's building
So-
inspector.
So I'll ask the
It's
same question I think
office.
you're asking. And it
That's
turns
the
out
building
that,
inspector.
They come in like quarterly
Yeah.
and solve any problems, connect printers, update software, whatever. And since it's in two separate budgets, so that's why if you see multiple IT contracts, it's the same vendor, but
Mhm.
just in different budgets.
Okay. God, they're expensive.
So, well, now, on the police one, why that's so
But you
much
said that
higher?
that one will be 30, so all of these are gonna be 3,600?
Except for the police. The police, it's gonna,
Okay, so that's.
9,500. So that's
Gonna
gonna,
go from 48 to 95 or 46 to 95?
no, it's at 12,000 in the budget. It's gonna go to 95. Then I have to take into account, because we are getting a new vehicle, so that IT guy, it's actually more expensive for them to
Oh,
do
there it
IT
is.
for the police department, because there's more computers.
Yeah, but that 12,000 looks.
And this guy,
that's-
Yes,
he does the cars too.
yeah, and he will have to do a new car.
And he's certified with whatever the police needs to be able to do that. Plus that also, when they drive in, it uploads automatically from there to here.
That's good. Should've gone in IT, yeah. Actually, Jelly pays well too, so. The other one, the audit. So last year you guys had in 20,600, you had voted in 32,000 for the coming year. That's one significant increase, and two, do we have to be audited every year? I think I asked this
Yes.
question before.
We have to.
Yes. Actually, the
Just sort of like the
20,000,
dogs. We gotta pay for them every year.
last year we did budget 20,000, and then we had to go back and,
Get out of contingency.
take money out of contingency, because I think we ended up, was it 38, Ray? 38,000?
Was
That's-
32 enough then?
It better be.
They said that they was coming down since
They
last
said
year
they were
was the
coming
bulk of
down.
all the work getting it together, and this year it's supposed to be more streamlined.
Okay.
Where are we on? I guess, I don't know if I'm allowed to ask this, on the current one, is it all, it's almost finished?
It's done. We just received the draft.
Okay, it's just not on the website yet.
Everything in there we talked about, and it's pretty much, just a matter of going, signing.
Accepting it.
We'll review it and then we'll sign it. Ray, will you help on that, reviewing that?
Every final year this way and everything.
And then you said you have mosquito, you actually got a mosquito control estimate?
I have to base that on, I do not have their, hopefully they're not gonna go up. Their rate is $350 per spray. So, I did go up on it.
It's blank at the moment.
Oh, is it blank?
Mm-hmm, mine's blank. Under general expenditures,
Oh, it
Mosquito
sure
control, there's nothing
is.
in
I
it.
missed that. Well, I can tell you it wasn't 15. I think it was 25.
okay?
I'll have to go back and check my math on that, but,
So
On
it's-
that same page, while we're there, towards the bottom is a line for contract labor, and I didn't bring this up, as everyone was working on the budget, but we are very close to having to spend some money on cleaning up Tiki Drive. It is a mess. I spend a lot of time picking up trash, and I'm not always here, and particularly after parades and golf cart rallies. It is a filthy, embarrassing pigsty. Picked up 3 trash bags of trash after the last golf cart rally that we had. And so we
sounds
need
like
to-
something we need to take to Tika.
We do. We need to
Well,
think
and
about having
whoever
them
sponsors
post a
the
bond.
parade.
I'm fed up with it, because I've mentioned it, I've talked to them about it in the past, and after every one of these rallies, the streets look awful. And it's, decorations from golf
Yeah.
carts, and beer cans, and solo cups, mostly decorations from golf carts. So we're gonna have to start, planning to spend some money, or have them put up a bond when they have a rally or a parade or something like that. The other one is throwing candy at parades, sticks to the street
Mhm.
immediately. You don't go
Mhm.
clean it up the next morning, and it's absolutely a mess.
So one of the things that we could potentially implement is for each of these that prior to the parade, because Memorial Day is Garden Club and then July is Tika, is you actually have to file like a plan for your parade, which includes, in case of an
Cleanup crew.
emergency, who's your lead, who's the
Yeah.
lead person that you contact, should also include your cleanup plan,
Yeah,
you know, have you talked to emergency personnel, all that. I mean, when we come up to reserve the pavilion, you know, when we come to you, Brady, we should have to actually, okay, here's our plan,
yeah,
both for how we're managing this, our emergency management process for it, who our key contacts are, the day of the parade,
yeah,
and what our plan is to ensure that everything's cleaned up.
yes.
So
Do we have a parade permit?
not that I had filled
No,
out.
no,
not
no.
that
Let
I
me,
ever filled
let
out,
me
so-
interrupt y'all, and everything y'all are saying is good, but we're kind of getting off the
Oh,
track
yeah.
here, getting on this.
Okay.
But I think what we should do is, Patty, you're in a lot of the
Uh-huh.
social events. Would you write up something, if you don't mind, bring it to the board? I don't even think we have to bring it to the board. I think we'll just write it up and let's just incorporate it in the permit for whatever we're gonna do. And if we could start getting a parade permit, don't charge them nothing, but just have them
No,
sign this piece of
yeah.
paper. But I'll leave that in your court.
Yeah, happy to do it.
And then we'll do
I'm
that.
actually talking to Michael
I just don't want to get off course here.
That's fine. No,
Yes,
I was
yes,
just
no.
glad to see that we had a little increase in the cost of it.
Okay, all right. What else we got?
Circling back, mosquito control, you had 25,000.
So 25.
It just got
25,
taken, yeah, it just
25,000.
got taken out of here, but on the previous one, you had.
I did have 25, okay. I thought.
Yes, no, I got it.
I got a blank too.
I got a blank.
I think we'll have broad support from that in the community.
Oh, yeah. If it
Okay.
gets more spraying, that'd be great.
Okay.
What else did I have a question on? So website maintenance is dropping quite a bit. It went from 46.5 to 2,200.
Yes, that, when we did get I put that in what we paid them, but then going back and looking,
Yeah.
we're just 1,800 annually after they uploaded the initial website.
Okay.
Now we're 1,800 and, no, 2,200. What do I have in there?
2,200.
22, yeah, 400 for the web hosting and 1,800 for the,
Okay, and you expect that to be more of a true maintenance cost,
Yes.
as
Mhm.
opposed to the work they were doing to build out and. do all
correct.
that. Okay. Comcast really dropping that much?
They could drop out of the face of the earth.
Crap, as we refer to them, sorry.
Yeah.
They didn't have a good day yesterday.
Okay, so what else do we have?
Can you guys explain to me what the economic uncertainty is, this general
I would
education?
love to.
Why do we have that?
That is actually for hurricanes, but if we use that word, hurricane fund, emergency funding, those words trigger FEMA to not pay us any money. They will say, you already have one, you have a hurricane. So I was told that you did not want to use, back me up here, you use anything else, so we went, oh, we'll just call
It's
it
just the verbiage that we
economic
need, so we don't have, for
uncertainty.
FEMA to come in and say, you allotted $100,000, and we don't have to pay you for it because you put it in your budget.
Mhm.
And that wording right there will make them pay for it.
Is there a reason that can't be part of the mayor's contingency fund? Why does it, why does it have to be in here like this? If it's basically to handle things for the village in case of a natural disaster or in case of economic uncertainty.
Well, because-
Why can't that just be part of the mayor? I'm just curious as to why.
Because
it's not
by
part of the mayor's
ordinance, he
general
only
fund.
has 3,000 in his.
Did y'all not take me to
his
5?
budget. No. I'll go back and look, but I think.
Anyway, I meant 3,000 or 5,000 spending limit, that's it.
Yeah, so.
I mean, if you want to up it and put it in there, that's fine.
The other reason, Patty, is this contingency fund gets rated throughout the course of the year when our vendors come back to us with price increases and different, police cars break
Right?
and people have to have emergency raises and things like that. Whereas we really need to do have a separate account for some of the emergency expenditures that might have to come up that we can't take to zero. Because for the next 12 or 15 meetings, you're gonna be hearing people come for the contingency money. Oh, this contract came in higher than expected. And so we do sometimes drain that down pretty considerably.
Yeah.
And the 6,000 here under economic uncertainty is not a lot of money, but it will help us get some tractors in here if we need to after a hurricane, which is our plan. So, I do like to leave it by itself, so it can't be rated for anything else.
Okay. I will say from an audit standpoint, it makes me a little uncomfortable, but, because if contractors go over, don't we have a process to go in and talk about how we're gonna pay them or go to other funds that we have? This just seems like a kind of just a weird.
Well, it's got, it's stuff like the printer breaks and, any number of things that come up over the course of a year that we don't have in the budget. We have a budget number
Yeah.
For office supplies, when we need a new printer and we steal it out of contingency funds. So, yeah, we definitely have a process, and we hold people to what they quote us for a fixed scope of work,
Sure.
for sure.
Which also includes a contingency, or should, if it doesn't, right?
Yeah, it does not.
I mean, all of that should have a contingency that should cover those instead of having a double contingency, which is kind of what this feels like.
Yeah.
But- All right. And some of this is education process for me, so I want to be sure I understand what I'm agreeing to. Doors, streets.
I just have a forced property cleanup. Would that be like if somebody just moves out in the middle of the night and leaves a big pile of trash out in their driveway? They like-
Mowing.
They're gone.
Mowing, a lot
Mainly
of
mowing is what we've used it for.
For what?
Mowing,
On
People's houses that don't cut their
lots,
empty
houses,
lots
people
don't
that
get
leave.
cut.
We have several houses on the island that's deplorable, and the people are overseas, they don't take care of
On
them.
my street.
We have lots that people own that will not mow, so we'll do the mowing on them, and then we'll get the attorney to file a lien on it.
Oh, I thought Tika did that. Tika had a.
Oh, no.
mowing name.
No, Tika doesn't do that.
Nope, they do not.
So it's back on us, and that's what it's for.
And I'm sure the residents appreciate that because rats come with it as well. So,
Well, I
And
was
then
thinking about
snakes.
right there next to street signage and tennis court repair and forced property cleanup could be forced street cleanup. If we needed to have $500 in there to hire a temp service to run down the road after 4th of July. That would be the place I would think we could put that.
Well,
Yeah, I'm fine.
ideally, we
Just
shouldn't have to hire anybody to clean our streets up after something like that.
Yeah, ideally, no.
Okay.
And then the total revenue over expenditures, is that read as a negative or that's read?
That is a negative.
Well,
But again, if you go back to your general revenue and look, you're
Yeah, the
looking at,
revenue is not done yet.
you're looking at, last year's property taxes put in there, because we have not set our M and O and our debt rate yet.
But we also, so some of the things, like this will be off a bit more, right? Because the
Yes.
IT service is supposed to be 3,600.
Mhm.
25,000 isn't in there right now for
For the
mosquito control.
mosquitoes.
Right, so this is gonna inch up more towards like 170 in the negative.
Mhm.
And we have $974,000 in contingency in the dredge project.
Yeah.
It's coming back,
Yeah.
hopefully.
That, I guess I'm concerned, question that. So that contingency, the rest of the dredge project is from a certificate of obligation.
Correct.
So did the village of Tiki Island provide that $1 million contingency out of M&O funds?
No,
Because you
we have,
couldn't use that on
Couldn't
M&O.
use that on the M&O, no.
No,
So I was confused because I'm pretty sure that it all came from certificate of obligation.
But what's in red, where we're upside down on though, is the
Is
total.
M&O. Yeah.
It's just, yeah, just, we're not gonna bring in, right now, we'll have more expenditures and revenue, straight up, right?
correct.
but it's going to do better.
I saw you sent something today about property rates. I don't think anybody's even looked at that yet for this year, but all indications would be they're gonna go up. So,
Yeah.
these two numbers at the top are probably gonna go up.
Yes.
And within the range that was allowed by the state.
Correct, yes.
Exactly that amount.
Yes.
Yeah.
3% or whatever.
Well, let's see, our first valuation was 620 million. Right now, I think it's sitting at, as of today, the one I sent was 605 million. But so much of that is still in arbitration as well.
That's what this is.
We're not
This is
gonna know.
preliminary value, not under arbitration.
All right, any other discussion on that?
So the next budget workshop is when, the 8th, is that right?
The calendar's in there,
Or
correct?
July, it's in July. Right? I had it.
Where's the calendar?
July,
It's in
June,
there.
yeah, July 18th.
July.
And while we're at that, let me look at something on there. We may have to, sign it, don't leave that. That's good. Sign that.
So you guys are telling me expectations are that property taxes, that's gonna go up to the point that we want to approve a budget in the red. Don't we?
I think we approved, we've got the expert right there, but
At a later date.
the
What-
budget was not approved in the red before.
No, no,
I said
no.
we can't.
The tax rate will have to be set after the county overall district is the final assessment values of the property. The property taxes are going, property values have gone up significantly here this year. If you know, 50% of property owners have protested.
Yeah.
They're still under protest. So we won't know what the final evaluation is in college for the August. Yes, that's true, there. Then you can set your tax rate based on the internal requirement, as long as you don't exceed the 3.5%. That's allowed by the state.
Mm-hmm.
And we do have a reserve. That's the other thing is, since Tiki did not, it lets you, if you don't use your 3.5%, the state allows you to carry over. And so we've got 2-3 cents or so that we can even carry over from previous years to use for NO tax rate if we need it. So with the values going up so high, we'll see how it all shakes out.
Yeah, I mean, I know ours is going up 10% per year because we were exceeding, they exceeded the maximum. So now they're inching away 10% a year on ours. We've got 2 more years to go.
The market value's going up ridiculously. You're capped at 10% a year.
Yeah.
Yes, if you look at your calendar, I have us at September 19th to set the tax rate, which I would hope we could do that then. Hopefully, the dredging will be over.
Yeah.
But if not, we'll have to have a special
You
meeting.
know what your INS requirements are, that's easy, but you gotta figure out the tax rate for